What is going on, guys? This is JOash412, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to check out this video. So what are we here to talk about? What are we here to talk about? We are here to talk about the Nintendo Switch dock. Now, Nintendo, I have not been on too much lately. They have not been messing up too much. They have not been doing too much to piss me off, but something came to light recently that made me sit back, scratch my head, and say, Nintendo sounds like to me that they're up to their same old shady bullshit. And what am I talking about? So in case you have not heard, there have been many reports of Nintendo Switch third-party docks bricking Nintendo Switch consoles. Now what I mean by bricking is you put your Nintendo Switch in a dock to charge it and output it to your TV, and apparently these third-party docks are bricking the consoles or rendering them useless or messing up their USB charging ports, and it's just a USB-C adapter. It's quite common charger. So we're going to break it down. I'm going to look at some articles here, I'm going to look at some other info, and we're going to see what exactly the fuck is going on with these Nintendo Switch third-party docks and how this correlates to Nintendo's business practices. So sit back, relax, let's do this shit.
I need rings, Super Bowl size. I need a fine dime with some Super Bowl thighs. You say you the truth, that's a Super Bowl lie. I flex on a nigga like a super swole guy. You come into the squad and you super gon' die. I make it look easy and I super don't try. It's funny, everybody always looking up to me, but I've always been a super short guy. Bye.
This is what I was talking about. Now this is an article from Kotaku, okay? Switch owners say third-party docks are bricking their consoles. Sean G says his 80-hour Zelda Breath of the Wild save file no longer exists, along with the other contents of his Nintendo Switch, after the system's recent 5.0 firmware update met his Nyko portable docking kit. Now to go back real quick, for those of you who don't know by now, I've been saying this, after a year on the market, and the year 2018, Nintendo has no option for cloud-based storage or cloud save files. They don't. Any and every memory or file save, game save that you have on your Nintendo Switch is tied directly to the internal storage of that console. So if that console bricks, gets wet, whatever, if it's inoperable, there is no way to retrieve that lost save data. It is gone forever. So Sean G, I feel for you, bro. Can you imagine that? His 80-hour Zelda Breath of the Wild save file no longer exists. Fuck, what a shot to the gut. It hurts my heart. Sean G, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. Could you guys imagine 100 plus hours in a game and there's no way to retrieve your save file? Can you imagine? That is 100% fact. You don't believe me? Go look it up. If the Nintendo Switch gets damaged or is inoperable, it cannot turn on. If it is a brick system, there is no way to retrieve your save files. Not one whatsoever. The memory is not tied to the SD card. It is tied directly to the internal storage of the Switch and no option to put it otherwise. You cannot back up your save files to another device. You have no options. And this is in 2018. Good job, Nintendo. So let's get back to this. Nyko Switch dock users are reporting another problem, brick switches. Sean says he's been using his dock since last October, but it wasn't until he updated his Switch to the 5.0 firmware update. It wasn't until he updated his Switch to the 5.0 firmware update that the console started bugging out. After receiving several error messages, Sean says his Switch stopped turning on at all. Some third-party Switch dock owners are warning each other of other bricked switches after the recent update. It's not just Nyko. Repeat, it's not just Nyko. It is not just this one brand. Some report problems with the Fast Snail docking kit. Others report having no problems with the Insignia dock. By this point in the video, we know a few things. The first thing we know is that Nintendo released their 5.0 software update. The second thing we know is that after this update was put out there, third-party Switch docks started to brick consoles and damage consoles multiple brands included, Nyko and a couple others. So we know that it is not a isolated incident with one brand. It is across all of them after the firmware update. So what does Nintendo have to say about this problem? Now this is Nintendo's official response to this problem. Nintendo recommends that Switch owners only buy officially licensed Switch products. Yeah, I bet. Unlicensed products and accessories do not undergo Nintendo's testing and evaluation process. We'll get into this in a second. They might not work at all with our game systems, and they could have compatibility problems with certain games. The Nintendo Switch system itself and other licensed accessories and peripherals. So a couple things, right? First thing we're going to talk about is Nintendo recommends that you only use officially licensed products. No shit! I bet you do. Why? Because you'll make all the money that way. Of course, every company wants you to use officially licensed product. Not for compatibility though, because they want to reap all the benefits. Now here is the Nintendo Switch dock. We've all seen it before. We all know this hunk of plastic right here is fucking very bare bones. Essentially, it's a power dock for your Nintendo Switch, AC adapter, a USB for HDMI pass-through, a USB for fucking, I forget what that's for again, and two other USB ports in the back. But this thing here is bare bones. So, Nintendo, let me ask you this question. You know, you said you only recommend they use officially licensed products. Well, that could be the case. I can see why you'd want that, but maybe, you know, if this bare bones ass piece of plastic wasn't, you know, I don't know, $90 for this piece of shit, this hunk of plastic. Nintendo overcharges for everything, whether it's peripherals, software, consoles, everything. They overcharge for fucking everything, and that is why even on the Xbox and PS4 side, people buy third-party peripherals and third-party controllers and shit like that, because usually they are much cheaper than the officially licensed products, right? But that's not even the big thing here. The big thing I want to get to is this should not be a problem. All this does is an HDMI pass-through, USB Type-C for charging, and HDMI pass-through to your TV. That is it. That is it. There should not be a problem. I don't want to hear about how it's not tested. What? Power regulation? It's USB Type-C, is it not? It's a very common charger. So I don't want to hear that fucking excuse. The reason people are buying that shit, Nintendo, this shit is way too overpriced. $90. Fuck you. But let's get into why I think this is happening, right? So, it's very convenient enough that after this firmware update, Nintendo Switch third-party docks all of a sudden started bricking. I don't know about you guys, but call me crazy. That sounds a little too goddamn convenient. That sounds a little too much of a goddamn coincidence. So before this update, everything worked fine. But after the firmware update, Nintendo Switch consoles are starting to fucking brick and shut off. Is it possible, just possible, that Nintendo did this on purpose? That they saw that they were losing a lot of sales on these third-party peripherals, especially the Switch dock, and they say, you know what, this new firm date, fuck that. They want to buy these third-party options and be cheap and skip out on our officially licensed shit. Then we're gonna brick their fucking console. Fuck them. Fuck them. Because I do not think if you have a warranty for your Nintendo Switch, does a warranty cover your Nintendo Switch if you use a third-party peripheral? I do not believe so. So I know people are gonna call me crazy and say, "Oh, yo, you're too negative, or you're a conspiracy theorist. If you think they're gonna really go through all that length, really, you don't think Nintendo would? You don't think Nintendo would? The same company charges you $10 more for the same fucking games on the market, right? The same company charges you $60 for a 4-year-old game. The same company who has no fucking cloud safe storage in 2018. The same company who has fucking very limited multiplayer and goddamn virtually no voice chat in 2018. The same company who's selling you fucking cardboard in 2 weeks. The same company. And you don't think that they would intentionally brick these consoles to make up on the back end of the money they're losing on their officially licensed Nintendo Switch dock? You don't think so? Maybe, maybe not. Just food for thought. But in my personal opinion, it is quite convenient that right after the update, just conveniently enough, this starts happening. I don't know. Fuck Nintendo. This is another one of them stupid ass practices One of them stupid ass things that, like I said, there should not be a problem in this day and age. It shouldn't be. But that's it for this time, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. Talk to you guys next time. Thanks.